Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. Next, we're going to have somebody very special. Mr. Raviv K is here. Now, Raviv I've known for a long time, and here he is.
How are you, man?
Nice to meet you again.
Yeah, likewise. What's going
Love
on?
the jacket.
Yeah, thanks, man. You know, just trying to rock out a little bit here.
Yeah, you are rocking
We're at
out.
a special event show, so it's, you know, everybody's got to make their mark fashion-wise.
You're in the
I mean, look at
presentation
you with
industry.
the slick jacket there, the blue and the black. I
need to ask you. Thanks. I need to ask you about more tables and different types of furniture and decor and high top. So we got after this we're gonna have a talk. But
let's go.
Raviv K is here from R5 Event Design. Is that correct?
It is.
Yeah,
that's me.
How many years has it been that you've had this brand that you've been?
July 2014. I lost count. Was that 8 years?
Wow, almost a decade.
Years? Yeah, almost a decade. Yeah, R5. Yeah.
What's changed? Is it pretty much the same, like the work that you're doing before the pandemic, after the pandemic?
Yeah, I would say it's pretty much the same. I mean, you know, I think a lot of people during the pandemic tried to pivot a little bit, and we sort of just stayed with it and true to what we do, and so it's pretty much just back to normal now, and not much has changed since.
Same on my end,
just busier, you know, that's it, just busier.
Yeah,
so,
thankfully.
Yeah.
And so you're in the north of the city. You have a shop somewhere.
We're right at the edge of Toronto.
Yes.
So address is still Toronto, but we're right there at the north end. Yeah.
And do you have a showroom there, like where people can see and try out different things?
We've got a pretty big showroom. It's we got a warehouse, showroom, office space all in one. So yeah, it's all there. So.
Where in the city is that? Like by appointment only?
It's by appointment only.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Otherwise, we'd get random walk-ins, and we're not always available to help them, right? Because we might be on events or busy. So yeah.
So what are you excited about the next few years? Do you see anything changing or new areas that you're going into that you think are important that people should know about?
I mean, we have our own sort of company goals, right? And so we're just after that and just growing, trying to organically make it bigger. And, we pretty much, last year was the most insane year for, I think, the entire industry. Everybody is sort of aware of that. And so after last year, it's sort of like nothing is really that, it doesn't really faze us anymore, right? We're just trying to grow organically and just trying to, keep up with the times, so to speak. So, yeah.
So for people that don't know, like, what does your company focus on?
So we do full service event design, decor, and we also incorporate production elements into it. We believe that, the visuals don't just have to stop at flowers or, tables or chairs. It has to be sort of a complete production. And so that's where, what we specialize in, right? Is bringing that whole production vision, full event design from start to finish. And that's sort of, what we specialize in. We launched a show this past year. I don't know if you know about that, Event Masters.
Where
it's
when?
It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's very cool. It shows the in and outs of, what we do and sort of the trials and tribulations of what we have to go through to execute events. And yeah, I mean, it's on YouTube. Everybody can watch it. It's called Event Masters.
Event Masters.
Yeah, we just launched episode 6. So there's a couple more. There's 4 more episodes that'll be launched over the next few weeks. So keep an eye out for that. And I mean, it's been fun. Yeah. It's been fun. Yeah.
I'm out of questions.
Really?
I want
What are
to
you
know
up
more.
to these days?
What am I up to? Hey,
Yeah.
this is the Raviv part of the show. I'm raising 3 kids and DJing, and I need to know more about furniture. And I want a minimal, clean look. I love these kind of booths, but it's. I think we shouldn't hide the DJ's legs. So how can I make it sturdy but minimal?
Make it clear.
Clear, clean.
Make it clear.
Not hiding, like, how do you know the DJ's not, playing pocket pool or whatever?
That's your problem.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, making yourself presentable as a preventer head to toe.
Once the event's set up, I'm out of there.
So you guys are doing like renders, like 3-dimensional renders of spaces? And
certain events require it. Obviously, your everyday type of typical events don't necessarily need 3D renderings.
Yeah.
Some of our bigger productions, absolutely, we do get involved in that because, when a client is doing a lot of custom work, they want to kind of see. I mean, if it's never been done before, they need to see some sort of visual or, in order to spend the kind of money that we're asking for to do something custom. So absolutely, we get into renderings and visuals and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
What are some of the most exciting projects you've got to be a part of, or maybe coming up? Maybe you know, what are like maybe certain venues or certain planners taking it up a notch? Like I know sometimes clients can drag you up a notch with them, or like you're challenged to go beyond your comfort zone.
Yeah, I think we did a lot of really cool events last year, actually. I think it was one of our, I mean, every year we have kind of a handful of events that are extra special, right? That are like, clients come to us and it could be in the most random location, like Sarnia, where they are doing it in a community center. And you think, you know, when you get that call in the office, you're like, oh, okay, here we go. You know, like chair covers and linens type of thing. But then all of a sudden it's like, you know, they are the who's who of that community. And they want to go all out, and they want to transform the entire space and drape it, and LED screens and custom tables and chairs, and then they end up spending way more than your average client would in a Four Seasons or in a Park Hyatt. So it's kind of funny sometimes how that works. And so we get some interesting projects like that, which I really love, because you get to sink your teeth into, you know, doing custom stuff and designing cool shit for people, and we get excited about that. You know, if it's just a vase with flowers on a table, I mean, it's great, it's beautiful, but it, you know, doesn't excite me as much as, you know, some of the custom stuff. So we did a really cool bar mitzvah at the Park Hyatt, actually, speaking of that venue. Really love that venue, actually, working there, the Four Seasons. Obviously, those are, you know, beautifully renovated spaces. And yeah, we did a crazy, but it was one of the biggest events I've ever done. It's up for some awards tomorrow night, so we'll see.
Wow, good luck.
Yeah, we'll see if we win any on those. But yeah, it was you know, it was a 2-day setup, and you know, months of planning, and you know, it's beautiful. You know, it was we did things we never did, so it was great. Yeah. What else do you want to ask?
So how big's the team? How many people like to keep this amazing production team going? Like,
so I mean, it's been a little up and down for us. You know, we are hiring, and we're always looking for good people, and it's really hard to find, especially on the management side. We'd love to find some more experienced individuals that can kind of take the lead. So we are hiring. Everybody wants to. If anybody wants to
what kind
apply.
of positions?
So right now we're looking for sort of an event management, operations manager position. That's sort of my number one filler.
Yeah.
Pays pretty well as well. But yeah, it's the hardest job in the world. It really is, because you have to literally be on top of everything. You got to be up at 3 a.m. and making sure that the teams are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and you know, it's a 24/7 type of gig.
Yeah.
And it's really been hard to find somebody that can really grab the bull by the horns and take that position on. So we have several other team members, everything from, you know, office staff to warehouse people to florists to production guys. So we have a whole team of individuals that work for us full-time and part-time. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's all about, you know, like I said, growing organically and just building that team to get it where we want it to be. So
yeah. As you delegate to these people, what are your strengths that you want to lean into more and focus on?
I would love to. I mean, I'd love to focus more on, you know, building our brand a little bit more, and going after some, you know, RFP accounts and, you know, those kinds of things, is we just don't have the time to really handle all that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So we get, you know, we can only handle what comes in, really, and barely even that. We get probably about, you know, 8 to 10 new leads a day, and it's just that in itself is really hard to manage. So going after new business is like almost non-existent.
Yeah.
So that's where we're trying, you know, that's where I'd like my focus to be on, and obviously an expansion in other ways, and bring in new inventory and be able to do a lot of other things that I would love to do. So, yeah.
I feel that too. Like running a company, one of my employees who still kind of works with us a bit, but he said you're like a fancy Starbucks. Like you're still just a drive-through taking orders. You're not going after you're eating shrimp and not going after the whales.
Right. Yeah. I think yeah. So I mean, luckily, you know, some whales come swim in our sea.
Yeah.
We have some whales that come swim in our sea. Luckily, we've done good work, and I think people, you know, see that and appreciate that and want to work with us. But I'd love to be able to do a little bit more of that. So, yeah. that's it.
Well, thanks for sharing.
My pleasure, man.
Where can we find you? Where can we see? Do you have a booth here at the floor?
No booth here at the show.
If I want to work for you, I want this job that you got. Where can I find?
We're sponsored. You'll see me at 3:15. I'm doing a speaker. I'm speaking at one of the panels things, so that should be cool on designing trends and stuff.
Oh, cool.
You can find me on Instagram at R5Events.
R5
website r5eventdesign.com. Or r5e.ca, the Canadian version. Yeah, I mean, just look us up, Google us, and you'll find us, I'm sure. Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming out, man.
My
Great to see you
pleasure.
again.
Yeah, likewise. Appreciate it.